So, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. And I know this is already in camera view. So I was, as I wrote there, I'm going to make a muck spreader, and I'm going to start by using this piece, and I'll work from here. As you can see, it's not much. It's actually a trailer chassis, and it's just glued onto this base that was a muck spreader at one time. It was only a cheap one. It's not that I broke it on purpose. It just didn't look realistic, and the piece was broken off a long time ago, and I was thinking, I'll make a nice trailer of that, and stuck the base on. I'm after removing the axles already. It wasn't a great trailer. It was just in the box of parts, bits and bobs. So I'm going to start with this. I'm going to try and remove this from the base. As you can see, it wasn't glued on very well, so that's the good part of it. And then I'll try and get this base off, and then we'll see where I am from there. Bang! I got it off. Yeah, it was only lightly glued. As you can see, it was 3 points, and I did try to get it off with me with my Stanley blade, but no, it wasn't sharp enough, and it was very tough. That glue. Ended up using my hacksaw, junior hacksaw. So now the base. I'll show you modelled beside the 3050 now. So I have the 3050 here. As you can see, the base is. I'm not modelling it to be equal size with the 3050, as every muck spreader is different, and some muck spreaders are smaller than others. But I think I like the way. I don't want to do that into this base. I could widen it, but it's not a trailer. It's for spreading muck, more so than hauling anything else. And well, I'm just going to, as you can see, well, the 3050 is a very wide tractor, but you can hold a lot of muck with a good long length, more so than width. And so for starters, I'm going to have to make a good base for this to go on, and then I can start work on back here. And I am going to put a PTO shaft here to go to the front PTO on the John Deere, and then I can start work on the back for the the blades frame part of it. So stay tuned for the next installment. So I'm about to get on pretty well with this muck spreader. As you can see, she's painted red. I know with this camera it looks very pinkish, but in fact it is very much red. Funny enough, and there's a good strong smell of paint off it anyway. I just gave it one coat, once over. I may give it another one if I decide it needs one. And as you can see, I have masked up all the little squares that go along the body of the side piece and of the front piece. As you can see, paint went on really well, and I gave it a good scotch. I gave it once over with a scotch grate as well, just to help the paint stick, especially those very shiny surfaces on the inside of the body and stuff. But I'm just after putting on the rear axle, the axle on it again, just to see what she looked like and sit like. And I'm really happy with it so far. Why I masked these little squares up, I'm gonna remove them now, and hopefully the paint didn't get underneath. And then I'm gonna try and mask the outside instead, and paint them in brown to represent the wood, because many of these trailers came with wooden sides. So instead of just having a red muck spreader, and then I'm thinking of drilling another hole here, which will connect up, because I still have to make all the blades and a mechanism back here, just to make it look more realistic. There's nothing there at the moment. It's just hollow, and that's definitely going to change. I'm going to have blades on an axle there to be able to spin, to represent it spinning. So yeah, I'm just going to remove the paper now, and see you in a minute. So welcome back. We just after taking off all these masking pieces, as you can see. and you can see the old yellow body underneath. That side didn't really mask that well. You can see where the paint came into the squares, but it wasn't like that. I painted them in, so it's not a big issue, and it didn't take anything from the textures. If it does, I'll just go along with a little standing blade and clean that up. On the far side, the masking was a bit more better. As you can see, lovely and square, lovely and crisp. It even looks like if that was the whole thing, I'd nearly leave it. I wouldn't go near with the brown paint, but leaving the front wasn't too bad. The front of this side looks really well. The yellow really looks brings it off. But I just said, well, it looks good, but then it looks like too fresh a timber, and I think the brown would look a bit better in the brown timber would look a bit better, like it was being treated and it's been well used, and give a bit more darker color to it. It won't be a dark brown. I'll try and get a light brown, but not too light, but a nice looking brown. So so hopefully next time I'll see this, it'll be masked up, and I can see if I can get some paint, some brown paint. So I'm getting on pretty well with this Muck spreader. As you can see, I'm after painting the wood on the body of it. It looks well in certain angles, but it looks very thin in other places. But it's coming along pretty well. Also, you can see in the front I've put in the PTO shaft, but it looks really well with the paint all around, and it's the far side is the same. Hope you like it so far. Hopefully the next one you'll see when it's finished. So, finally finished. The Muck spreader is finally finished. From my last video, I did paint the PTO shaft in, and it works. I'll show you later on how it works. On the back, I've finished off the splashers. The previous video I had these two bars. Just move the tractor better. I glued in these bars, painted them yellow, and then I started putting in these pieces of metal. I glued them on individually. They're little bits of metal, so they represent the splashers. It doesn't move, but it gives a good replication of the actual thing. And they go the whole way around, doesn't just go 1 and 2. There's one on the bottom, there's one on the top, and then there's one on the side. So it's kind of like a tree spoked splasher. Top piece isn't really a splasher, it's kind of more of a guard. It prevents the load. When there's a load of muck coming down, it doesn't overload the spinner's blades as it's going down. So overall, very happy with it so far. So I'm going to show you this PTO shaft, or what I meant by this. As you can see there, it's comfortably in the PTO shaft there, but I can disconnect it by twisting it anti-clockwise. It goes into the bolt, that's how it's mounted, and it comes out. Because the drawbar and the PTO shaft is different on some tractors, as I'll demonstrate with the Massey. Alright, I should really put this Massey in more of my videos. I'm planning to do that a bit more often because it's such a nice tractor. So when it's hooking up to the Massey, it's kind of the same. When it's hooked up, I have to twist in, and it'll go into place just like so. When you hook up, it's grand too. As you can see, I glued the bolt on top, not so much on the bottom, so it has a bit of a give, so it can face like it does that type motion. As you can see there, when I adjust the height on the drawbar, just that little bit of motion, so everything runs okay. And yeah, I'm just gonna show it on the layout now. So the Massey's now going to do some spreading with the Muck spreader. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.